Phoenix, come here. Come here. Lay down. Good dog. Hey friends, this is a topic I never wanted to know anything about. Phoenix is epileptic. She has been since she was 2.5 years old. This is going to be a semi-serious video, so I tried to wear my least serious shirt today to kind of balance it out. It is a husky riding a unicorn in front of a rainbow in outer space. So this shirt is basically everything I like. What to do when your dog has a seizure. If it's your first time seeing your dog have a seizure, it's probably the most terrifying thing ever. It's still so scary to me when I see it today because it just looks like they're possessed. And they kind of don't act like your dog at the time, so you're just like, who is this in my house? Here are some things you can do so that you're calm and not freaking out, how I was, because I really didn't know what was happening. Like, you don't know until you actually experience it. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your dog is in a safe area. You don't want them to be like hitting their heads or hurting themselves in any way. Phoenix did have a seizure once where she was banging her head like on the wall, and we just had to scooch her over a little bit so she wasn't doing that anymore. You only want to move them if it's absolutely necessary. So what it's gonna look like, a lot of times, it depends. Phoenix's seizure, she basically starts putting her head back and then she'll fall over and run in place. And when she runs in place, she bobs her head up and down, and that's when she was hitting her head on the wall. So I had to kind of just like maneuver her just a little bit so that she was missing the wall every time she was bobbing her head up and down. There's nothing else you can really do because the seizure has already started. So you just try to make sure that they're somewhere safe. They're not gonna fall off of anything. They're not gonna whack their face on anything, and then let it run its course. The second thing you wanna do is to get everyone else out of the room. Any other dogs, any kids, and other people, just get them out of there. Your dog is not going to wake up themselves. They're going to be a little bit weird. It takes Phoenix a while usually to get back to normal, and even then, like the whole day, she's kind of messed up. The less stimulation she has around her, the better, because it's scary. She doesn't know what's going on. She's just coming out of a seizure like, I'm very confused. You kind of don't want anybody crowding her and being all around her because she's already going through something stressful. When Falcon was having a seizure, Phoenix used to really be into her and like interested in what was going on, and Tiny was pretty little when Falcon was having her seizures, and it was really scary to him, so you just want to get everyone out of that room. The third thing you're going to want to do is try to time it, and bonus points if you take a video. This will serve another purpose later. I know it's going to be kind of weird, like pulling out your camera while your dog is having a seizure and also while you're slightly freaking out, but it will help you because the first thing your vet is going to ask you is how long was the seizure, and it's really easy to describe to them everything that's happening, especially if you don't really know what a seizure looks like yet, and it also captures how long it lasts. Number 4, don't approach them immediately after the seizure has ended. They're probably going to empty their bowels, they're going to empty their bladders. Just wait to clean all of that up until the whole thing is over. You don't really want to be hovering over them. The first time Phoenix had a seizure, I honestly didn't know what was going on. She looked a little bit crazy, so I came up to her like, is everything okay? And she snapped at me, which isn't because she's a bad dog. She just has no idea what's going on, and honestly, it's a little bit scary. And she wasn't being herself anyway. You could just see it in her face. It's good to kind of let your dog cool down. You may want to be there in the room for moral support, but just not like hovering over them. I like to be there in the same room so that she knows that I'm there for her, but not approach her at all. And then she'll come to me when she's ready. A lot of the times when she's done having a seizure, she feels a lot of anxiety, like she does want to be close to me. She wants to be near me somehow, but I let her decide when that's gonna be. Number 5. Call your vet right after, no matter what. Even if it's like the 5th or 6th seizure they've had, I've called the vet every single time afterwards. And of course, like I said, the first thing that they're gonna ask you is how long did the seizure last? And if this isn't her first seizure, they may want you to come in now. They may want you to go to the ER. They may want you to wait it out till the next day. It really is up to them, but you wanna let them know every single time your dog has a seizure because it is a serious thing. Since this isn't our first rodeo and Phoenix has had seizures before, at this point, usually the vet asks us to to maybe up her dose for her phenobarbital, which is what she takes for her seizures, and then monitor it after that, because we've already established that she's epileptic and there isn't any other reason for her having seizures, so there's no need for her to go to the ER anymore at this point. But usually the first day or the first time your dog has a seizure, they recommend they go to the emergency room because we don't know if it's related to something else that's wrong or worse. So it's always good to just give them a call and have a gut check like that. And number 6, mark the date in your calendar. I still have all of Falcon's seizures marked in my calendar because it's good to know if there's a pattern. I noticed she was having one every month. That's something your vet's gonna ask you too, like how long has it been since their last seizure? And maybe there's a bigger problem if they're having a lot very often. For Phoenix, it was kind of an indicator for us that she was stressed. Our vets have told us before that sometimes stress can bring seizures on, because since the first 3 that she had and we started medicating her, she hadn't had a seizure for 5 years. Falcon was the dog that was having seizures. And around the time Falcon got really sick, she had her first one in 5 years. I guess that's when we should have known that something was really wrong with Falcon. Pretty much right after she passed away, Phoenix had another seizure. So since then, we've increased her dose, but we believe that those 2 were really brought on from the stress. Of course, this is all based on my experience with my 2 dogs that have had seizures. Don't hesitate to ask your vet if you have any more questions. Okay, we're gonna be this close to the camera, I guess. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new things every Wednesday. You can tap on that little circle with my face in it to subscribe. If you want to see my last video, you can go here, and if you want to check out our vlog channel, you can go down there. And now that we're at the end of this video, it's time for This Is a Pillow. Alright, it's been real. See you guys next week. Bye! Okay, thanks. Thank you.